Test 1, 2, 3. This is our predecessor to the Entertainment Masterclass. We're looking forward to it starting. This is a test. My name is Jennifer Bowman, a Google Master Trainer for the Eastern U.S. region, and I'll be your host today. We're super excited to be here and appreciate you all joining. Again, this is a test. We're looking forward to when this begins shortly. If you missed it, my name is Jennifer Bowman. I'm a Google Master Trainer for the Eastern U.S. region, and I'll be your host for today's class, which should start in about 30 minutes. We're excited to get it going. So we created today's masterclass event just for you guys, so you can learn all the latest features of our newest Google Nest products and how to demo them for your customers. Yeah.
Sound and music can change your emotions. You can have a really bad day, but you put on a happy song and you're like instantly happy. I'm really excited about Google Nest Audio. The best thing about Nest Audio is the sound. It sounds amazing. The most important thing about sound is that the air from the speaker can get to the outside world. And so we ran multiple prototypes with multiple hole patterns to finally land on this one.
When we designed Nest Audio, we knew that we wanted to really communicate big, rich, beautiful sound. And what better way to do that but to cover the entire product in fabric?
We've added the soft exterior that can really fit in with your couches or your carpets.
It feels like a little pillow. With Nest Audio, the exciting part is that we're actually taking our sustainability a lot deeper into the product. So the substructures that are made out of plastic actually have a very high recycled content to them. When we design for sustainability, we don't feel like we have to make a choice between whether the product should look and feel amazing and whether it needs to be sustainable. We really feel it should be both. Something that we commonly do on the design team is we bring our products home and show them to our children. We ask them who made this product, and it's really funny when you see a 2-year-old, it's like, Google. It's one of our own little litmus tests, whether we're on the right track.
I'm really excited about how people are going to be amazed by how much sound this little guy packs.
Having all of the technology completely tucked away under this beautiful soft fabric just makes it something that feels like it belongs in the home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Entertainment Masterclass by Google Retail Live. My name is Jennifer Bowman. I'm a Google Master Trainer for the U.S. Eastern region, and I'll be your host today. We're so excited to be here and appreciate you all joining our first ever Global Retail Live event. Joining me today, we've got Chris Chan, Brian, our product managers at Google, who will be showing you our latest Google Nest products built for the entertainment you love. We created today's masterclass event just for you, so you can learn all the latest features of our newest Google Nest products and how to demo them for your customers based on what they might be looking for. We're welcoming you into our homes for today's event. Today, you won't see any studios or green screens, just real conversations from couches or closets, or honestly anywhere we can find some peace and quiet. So if something goes wrong, please bear with us while we troubleshoot. We received a lot of great ideas on what you all wanted to see during today's masterclass, and we listened. We're excited for you to meet our latest Google Nest products, starting with Nest Audio. So Chris is going to show you how it's the helpful speaker all about sound. Next, we'll move to Chromecast with Google TV, where Brian and Jess will explain how you can get the entertainment you love with just a little help from Google. And before I turn it over to Chris to kick things off, you'll see the live chat on your right, where our Google experts, Alan and David, will be monitoring and answering questions as we go. We've also got time reserved at the end for Q&A, so please submit your questions at any time, and we'll try to get to all of them. Since this is being broadcast worldwide, please note that device pricing and features shared today may differ by region. So please reference our Retail Training by Google platform for localized materials and market-specific info. And with that, Chris, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Jennifer. Hey, everyone. I'm Chris, a product manager at Google, and today I want to introduce you to the new Nest Audio, the helpful speaker that's all about sound for just $99. So a bit about me. I'm a product manager for smart speakers. I've been working at Nest for a few years now. I've launched Google Home Max, our premium smart speaker, as well as Nest Mini, our entry-level smart speaker. And today, Nest Audio, which we've learned so much about how to build great products and speakers over the years that I really think we found an awesome blend, intersection of audio performance, price, and design. So before we talk about the rich, full sound of Nest Audio, let's check out that design. So the first thing you'll notice when you look at a Nest Audio is the shape. It's sort of an homage to a traditional bookshelf speaker, but at the same time, it looks nothing like it. It's soft, meant to evoke a cushion or a pillow. Its fabric is closer to something like carpet or upholstery. It was really designed to blend into the home. It has a really slim footprint too, which means that it can fit pretty much anywhere on a shelf or a crowded counter. You'll also notice no buttons, and that's because even though it has touch sensors that let you do simple things like play pause or change the volume, we didn't want it to feel like technology, that it could really fade into the background when you weren't using it. Nest Audio comes in 5 great colors to fit into any room, including our popular neutrals, chalk and charcoal, sky, which is a popular color from Nest Mini last year, sand, inspired by pottery, and my personal favorite here, which is sage, inspired by greenery and the environment. Nest Audio also continues our commitment to sustainability. Over 70% of the enclosure is made from recycled plastic. In fact, when you buy a Nest Audio, the plastic from 1.2 water bottles is actually offset from landfill. So next up is great sound. Nest Audio is 75% louder and has 50% stronger bass than the original Google Home. So why does loudness matter? Well, loudness ensures that you can fill any room with sound. And when you can fill a room, you're more connected to what you're listening to. It's closer to a live experience that you're really immersed in, something like a real concert. And why does bass matter? Well, bass is the foundation and the rhythm for all of the music we listen to. It anchors the melody and is really felt and is something really primal and something that everyone is really naturally attracted to. And so it was really important that Nest Audio really brought the bass, especially compared to the original Google Home. So great hardware is essential in helping us deliver that stronger bass and greater loudness, but we sprinkle some Google magic on top to ensure that Nest Audio adapts to you, your environment, and your content. For example, Nest Audio listens to background noise, things like oven vent, your TV being on, or a kitchen faucet, and ensures that it boosts the assistant over those noise sources so that you can hear the assistant at any time. Nest Audio also adapts to your content with a custom tuning depending on what you're listening to. A little bass boost when you're listening to music, elevating the speech band when you're listening to news or podcasts, and then optimizing for clarity and intelligibility when you're listening to the assistant's voice. Nest Audio also adapts to your volume level. Especially at lower volume levels, there's available power, and it dynamically redistributes that power to increase the bass, both the depth and the amount that you hear, so that you can always get a great full sound no matter what the volume level is. And like all Nest entertainment devices, you can stream from all of your favorite music services. Let's check it out. Hey Google, play pop on YouTube Music.
Sure, playing pop songs on YouTube Music.
Nest Audio works as part of a whole home audio system so that you can fill multiple rooms with music. Whole home audio consists of a number of features and capabilities. So the first one I want to talk about is that you can pair 2 Nest Audio speakers for stereo sound, and so you can fill a single room with stereo music, like the one pictured. The second feature is speaker groups, where you can group Nest Audio with a speaker, display, or Chromecast so that you can fill multiple rooms with music. A really popular use of this is that people will create a group of all of the devices in their home so that you can say, hey G, play music on all my speakers. And with multi-room control, which we launched 2 months ago, you can dynamically group devices. One way in which I do this is I'll start music in the kitchen when I'm cooking, maybe some jazz, and then I'll just open up my smart display, and then when I'm ready to serve dinner, I'll group the Nest Audio that's in the dining room and have that play the same jazz as well. And the final feature in our whole home audio system is stream transfer, which helps you move audio from speaker to speaker so that your music can follow you. Let's check that out. Hey Google, move my music to the kitchen display.
Sure, I'll play it on kitchen display.
Nest Audio comes with the Google Assistant inside, which means it brings to you the best of Google services, search, calendar, and maps so that you can get answers, stay productive, and get info about local shops and restaurants. And with the Google Assistant, you can control from thousands of compatible smart devices around the home, your lights, your thermostats, your camera, and more. Google Assistant also supports voice match, which means everyone in the home can get their stuff, their content, their calendar, and most importantly, their music. Nest Audio has the same machine learning chip as Nest Mini, which means that it processes your most common commands on device, making things way, way faster. For example, controlling music on Nest Audio is twice as fast as on the original Google Home. And with custom routines, I can create shortcuts to take multiple actions at once. Here's an example. Hey Google, turn on focus mode.
All right, let's get focused.
So with focus mode, I can adjust my Nest thermostat for those cold winters and even adjust my light to get in the zone, all from Nest Audio. Nest Audio also comes with privacy built in. You can delete your history with a simple command. Hey Google, delete what I just said.
No problem. I deleted your most recent assistant activity. You'll be able to see the change in your assistant activity page in just a moment.
In addition to easy commands to protect your privacy, you can also physically turn off the microphones by turning the device around and sliding the back to show orange. Now let's test your smarts with a quick round of Help That Customer. Using the live chat, can you answer the following? I already own a Google Smart Speaker. What's new with Nest Audio? Is it A, Nest Audio is portable and great for road trips? Is it B, Nest Audio has great sound, can be paired to get perfectly synced stereo sound, and is made to be more sustainable? Or is it C, at just $99, Nest Audio is our most affordable display yet? All right, I see answers pouring in. I'm gonna give you 5 more seconds. All right, and the correct answer is B. Amazing. You are all experts now on our new Nest Audio. And with that, I'll pass it on to Brian and Jess to introduce you to Chromecast with Google TV. But before I do, let's take a look behind the scenes of this latest product.
Hi, I'm Jess Bonner. I'm a hardware PM at Google on the Nest team. Chromecast with Google TV is the next evolution of what we wanted to do from Google. I've worked in consumer hardware for a really long time, and a lot of the consumer tech is typically black or dark gray boxes. The ID team actually used organic materials like pebbles and river stones as inspiration for their design language, and it really is like a nice statement piece. We built some really interesting hardware, both the dongle plus the voice remote that leverages Google Assistant. I have an 11-month-old. Being able to speak into the voice remote, show me Jack's bedroom when he's taking a nap is awesome. The fact that it works really well with the rest of the Nest products is huge. You'll see that this truly is the best of Google. It feels so natural, and it's a really beautifully designed product.
Thanks, Chris. Hey everyone, I'm Jess, and I'm a product manager at Google working on the Nest team, leading our hardware efforts on Chromecast with Google TV. Brian, another product manager you'll soon meet, and I want you to meet the new Chromecast with Google TV. Entertainment you love with a little help from Google for just $49.99. When we look at the promise of this product, it's really bringing the best of Google to our users in a smart, innovative way. You can find anything with Google TV. Google TV gives you quick access to all of your content. You no longer need to dive into each one of your subscriptions to find something to watch. We've integrated all of your media in one place, making it easy to get the content you want. Browse 700,000 plus TV episodes and movies across apps like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, and Disney+. Personalized recommendations are probably my favorite aspect of this device, and they'll actually help you find new favorites based on signals you send, like your likes and dislikes, what you have watched, or items that you've added to your watch list. Additionally, the Google Assistant helps you find content and get answers through Google Search. Chromecast with Google TV comes in 3 colors, including snow, sky, and sunrise. We've also added our Googly Touch to the inbox batteries, all of them coming in coordinating colors. It's kind of hard to tell here, but these ones are green. The other point to note about the hardware design is that we use 50% post-consumer recycled plastic to reinforce our sustainability promise. Now let's check out what Chromecast with Google TV can do. Find fall classic movies.
Hi everyone, I'm Brian. I'm a product manager on the TV team, and I lead our product experience, so the things you see on the TV. One of the best things about the new Chromecast is how well it streams content. It has stunning video quality, including HD, and 4K, and HDR at up to 60 FPS. And for the audiophiles out there, it supports HDMI pass-through of Dolby audio content. And of course, you still get that Chromecast experience you love, where you can cast apps or browser tabs directly to the TV. And it now includes a Cast Connect experience. So when you launch apps from your mobile or by voice casting, it will actually launch the app itself rather than just the cast experience. There's an integrated live experience with YouTube TV, so you can watch regional sports and other live programs. And that includes an electronic programming guide that shows upcoming shows directly in the Google TV experience. Google TV also tracks the shows and movies you're watching or you've started, so you can see upcoming episodes or pick up where you left off. And as Jess mentioned, there are personalized recommendations for live content, as well as from your DVR or VOD from our live partners. And of course, you have the full DVR library that's integrated directly into your Google TV experience. And all you need to do is sign in with your Google account to get that full YouTube and YouTube TV experience. And you get personalized experiences, including things like Google Photos, so you can have a screensaver that shows your family photos. And with the all-new voice remote that Jess showed us, you have the Google Assistant built in with one click. And you can do, for example, this. Open YouTube TV.
Opening YouTube TV.
And the best part is that you can control it all from your couch. Because of the all-new remote for Chromecast, you can do things so much easier, like do searches for shows like The Mandalorian or Will Smith. And if you press the Google Assistant button, you can have control directly there, or you can use far-field commands from smart speakers that have Assistant built in. And this is all set up easily through the Google Home app, just like you set up your smart speakers. So it takes only a few minutes to get streaming. Now, when I'm watching movies and deep in the middle of something and I hear the doorbell ring, I don't want to miss anything. So you can quickly look at your Google Nest Hello Doorbell. Show me the front door.
All right, streaming front door on Google TV.
When we think of the larger Made for Google Nest ecosystem, there are some key experiences we are excited that Chromecast with Google TV can help support. First, you can display your Nest Cam feed and control your smart home from your TV. I often check in on my son's naps by asking the assistant to show me Jack's room. You can also use your new Chromecast with Google TV with other speakers and displays for whole home audio and speaker groups. Lastly, easily stream transfer audio when casting from Chromecast with Google TV to other speakers and displays throughout your home. Chromecast with Google TV works seamlessly with all your Google devices and services. For example, you can browse millions of songs on YouTube Music, watch YouTube TV Live, and even enjoy slideshows from Google Photos, all from your TV screen.
Show me my photos of campfire s'mores.
Showing your photos of campfires and yummy s'mores.
Great. Speaking of campfire s'mores, let's check out the new 5G phones from Google, built for hyperspeed. From low-light portraits to starry night, the night sight feature that we all love now includes portraits, just like that campfire photo Jess showed. And this is the all-new Pixel 4a 5G. It's got the hole punch cam in the front here, and dual rear cams for the photographer and all of us. Now, we'll be covering a lot more about our new 5G phones at our masterclass next week. That will go live on Wednesday, the same time as today. So now, we're going to play another quick round of Help That Customer. Just like before, use the live chat to answer the following scenario. So a customer comes in and says, I already have a smart TV. Why would I need a new Chromecast with Google TV? The answers are A, with Google TV's intuitive UI, it combines your content, streaming apps, and Google services in one place, so your smart TV gets even smarter. B, it'll make your smart TV even smarter with streaming up to 8K and 100 FPS. C, it will allow your smart TV to play 3D movies so you can feel like you're in the action. Ready? Go. All right. Seeing some answers come in here. We seem pretty confident. All right. And time's up. The answer was A. Nice work, everyone. And with that, we're going to throw it over to Jennifer for some Q&A. Take it away.
Thank you so much. There was so many great features and demos. I can't thank you enough for all of that. Thank you for taking us through that masterclass. We hope everyone learned some new helpfulness solutions to help talk to customers about our latest products when they arrive in your stores this fall. Before we open it up to Q&A, we just want to recognize and thank each and every one of you for all of your hard work and dedication to your local and global communities. You play a vital role in helping people stay connected to their loved ones, accomplish what's important to them, have fun, and most importantly, stay safe. We cannot thank you enough for all you do. And with that, I see we've got a ton of questions from all over the world, so we're going to try to get to as many as we possibly can. And the first question is going to Chris. And Chris, someone is asking, are there plans for the Nest Audio to take the place of the original Google Home?
That's exactly right. So Nest Audio is a successor to the original Google Home. And a lot of our targets in terms of improved sound quality were based on how can we do way, way better for our users than the original one. We're really happy with the full, clear, and natural sound that Nest Audio delivers. The net result is something that is 75% louder than the original Google Home and has 50% stronger bass.
It's awesome. It's always great to have better bass, right? Awesome. So the next question is going to Brian. Devices with Android TV still sell for more. How is Google TV different that it can retail for $99 in Australia?
I think Brian's going to answer this one.
So to answer the question, the Google TV does a few things. One is that it integrates fully with all the Google services. So that includes things like Google Play Movies, YouTube TV and YouTube, the App Store, the Play Store, as well as the Assistant, as you saw in some of the demos. That's sort of the Google ecosystem that we're more closely embracing. And then the second is it brings forward the content and does the recommendations that helps personalize the experience. You can choose what to watch more easily. So in terms of the other devices that are on the market, the Chromecast is competitive. We want it to be to compete with other Chromecast devices out there. So because some of the existing Android TV platforms are built for gaming and for other systems, this one is built for streaming content and for being the main smart TV in the home.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we've got tons of other questions. Chris, this is going back to you. So someone wants to know if you can change the default speaker with the Nest Audio pair.
So I think that's referring to whether you can change which of the two devices responds to assistant commands. Currently, you cannot. And so it is set to the left speaker, but it is an occasional feature request. And so that's definitely something I'll pass along the team and we'll look into.
Awesome. So, Brian, I hate to keep picking on you, but we've got another one. How easy is it to switch between YouTube accounts? They're worried about ending up with their kids' channels in their account. So how easy is it to switch between them?
Yep. So once you add multiple accounts to the device, you can simply switch and log out between one user and the other. And as always with Google services, you'll see a little avatar in the top and you can see which account is there. And you always get a little welcome note too that says welcome back. And keep an eye on the space because we will be working toward separate profiles and experiences for kids coming soon. But for now, there is a simple account switching within both YouTube and YouTube TV.
Perfect. Awesome. So, Chris, back to you. When is the Nest Audio pairing to the Chromecast with Google TV going to be available?
This is, I think, one of our most popular feature requests for both Chromecast and Nest Audio users. Folks have actually been requesting it for prior generations of Chromecast and home devices as well. We have nothing to share at this time, though I will say that we've made some improvements to the Bluetooth connection, which is something that folks occasionally do. You can pair via Bluetooth a single Nest Audio device or two. Those improvements are rolling out next week. But more importantly, I think what people want is the ability for Nest Audio to play as the default speakers of your Chromecast with Google TV. And that's something that we are also looking into. And we have nothing to share at this time in terms of when, but we are working on it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for your questions. So I have one more that we can ask. It should be a simple one. Chris, I feel like I keep picking on you, but we've got someone from Australia that's wondering when additional colors will be available there.
So usually our rule of thumb for when we kind of release new colors into a market is when sales reach a certain threshold. So tell your friends about Nest Audio, get as many chalk and charcoal as you can, and we'll start introducing more colors.
That's a great answer. I love that answer. All right, everyone, we've covered a lot today and hope you've learned some new ways to talk to your customers about the new Nest Audio and Chromecast with Google TV. Before you leave, we do these live streams for you, and your feedback means a lot. So please click the survey link in the description below to complete a short survey telling us about your experience today. Be sure to visit our Retail Training by Google platform to access all materials covered today and sign up for our Pixel 5G Masterclass happening next week. We'll be showing you how to demo Google's latest 5G phones built for help at hyperspeed. And from everyone here at Google, thanks for joining Retail Live. Welcome everyone to the Ph.G. After Party. We hope you enjoyed the main event, and we're excited to continue the conversation with Brian, Chris, and Jessica to share some exclusive stories behind the making of these new incredible products. We also received a lot of great questions on what is top of mind for you and what you want to hear more about. We're going to be answering some of those shortly, and just like before, please use the live chat on your right to keep the conversation going. And we'd love to hear which country everyone's from, so please post it in the live chat. But before we turn it over to Q&A, I'm going to turn it over to our awesome product managers to share a few stories of their own on the making of these new fall launch products. So we'll start the stories off with Chris.
Thanks, Jen. One of the stories I love to tell about the making of Nest Audio is well, it sounds great, especially once you've had a listen. But one of the ways in which we got there was a really impressive feat of engineering, which is that Nest Audio uses an on-device temperature sensor to determine how much power it can draw, and draws actually more power to deliver more loudness and bass. And to understand how we got there, you have to take a look at how hardware is kind of tested. So oftentimes you'll put a speaker into really extreme conditions. It's a sort of tool called a thermal chamber. And you'll subject it to, say, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, maximum loudness, and playing back for multiple days at a time. And the engineers developed throttling algorithms to basically lower its power consumption and lower the volume in those conditions so that the device won't overheat. You may experience this in your day-to-day if your laptop overheats because it's powering, say, a video conference, or your phone is really busy kind of multitasking across different apps. A speaker is no different. But what we did was we took that insight and that algorithm that we used for accelerated life testing and actually apply it to day-to-day conditions so that we can draw more power without worrying about the device overheating. What this means is that you get more loudness, more bass, and a great music experience.
So for me,
That is awesome,
one of my favorite
Jess.
parts of, for me, one of my favorite parts of the journey was actually with, similar to Chris, when we do a lot of testing of these products. And so with the Chromecast voice remote, we had to do a lot of user testing and a lot of drop testing. So the drop testing to simulate or emulate, rolling off a couch or falling, off of tables or whatever. And so we were able to make sure that the battery doors don't explode, or that the buttons aren't accidentally depressing, or the remote continues to work as expected. And so for me, I really had a lot of fun being in the lab with the engineers, being told to drop and throw the remote onto various surfaces, and also using the machine that we use to test these devices. And I didn't realize I was so much of a Wreck-It Ralph. So that was probably my favorite part of the working on the remotes.
Great. And so as Jess mentioned, a big part of the Google TV experience is the personalization and the recommendations. And similar to testing the hardware, we have to test the software as well. So one of the things I have been doing over the last months and years at this point is sending likes and dislikes and sort of seeing my recommendations improve. And when it first started and we first were dog fooding or testing the feature internally, it was really fun to just give a couple thumbs up on different movies and different titles and see the changes in the recommendations and see the improvement overall of the recommendations. And then eventually over time, you kind of get sick of it and you end up having to rent a bunch of movies, which again, at first is cool, but after a while you just don't care. And so you just sort of click on anything to buy or rent just to put it in the library so you can test out different features. And this ended up causing confusion to my wife because we would have a watch list, or we'd have a bunch of movies in our library that she'd never heard of that starred, Macaulay Culkin or random people from the 80s. So we ended up with a lot of weird movies in our library that we probably will never watch.
That's awesome. Jess, I do want to say, if you ever need help drop testing stuff, call me. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, all right, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into some of these questions. So the first question is going to go to Chris, and we want to know, what's your favorite part about working at Google?
Sorry about that. So my favorite part about working at Google is working with the team, the people that I work with every day. And a lot of people will say that about the favorite part of their job. So I'll share a little more about, I think, what feels uniquely Google, which is how fiercely motivated, passionate, and talented every individual is. As a product manager, all you have to do is set a clear goal and vision for your project or feature, and folks just get to work. And it's just your job to get out of the way and just to assemble the right team and the right folks, and great things will happen.
It's awesome. And Jess, same question to you. What's your favorite part about working at Google?
Well, now that Chris took the answer about working the people, I will probably say the opportunity and the scope of the Google footprint and how large our our user base is and how much they love our products. And I think that the responsibility that we have in order to make products that can work for so many different types of people and to all over the world is something that is really, really fun and very unique and always like challenging but rewarding. And so for me, I think the opportunity that we have as product managers at Google is pretty incredible.
That is amazing. And Brian, you know the drill. Same question to you, please.
Yeah, so it was the free food, of course. Same things that Jess had to say and Chris about working with people and a great opportunity. And I was talking about this earlier, where one of the great things about Google broadly and specifically with the Nest team and the Chromecast and now with the TV team is that we focus on inclusivity and making sure that we're building products and features and devices that everyone can use, whether that's accessibility features for people with different abilities, or whether that's different languages, different regions, countries, things like that. So because Google is truly a global company and we're building global products, we want to make sure that everybody can use these devices. And it's not something that gets added on at the last minute or thought of after the feature's already been built, but something that's core and foundational is how can we make sure everybody can use these devices or use this service?
That is awesome. So now we're going to get into some product questions. So this one's going to Chris. When you have two Nest Audio speakers, which one is listening so they both don't try to talk over one another?
So I assume you're talking about Nest Audio when it's part of a left-right stereo pair in a single room. And in that case, it's the left one that's listening and processing your commands, but it does output the assistant's voice out of both devices.
Awesome. So Jess, this one's for you. Where are the microphones on the voice remote? Is there a mute button?
Okay, so for the voice remote, I want to make sure you can see it here. This little cutout right here is where the microphone is. There is a mute button, but this mute button on the front of the device is actually for media mute. And then if the assistant button is actually a hold to talk mechanism. So only when your finger is depressed on the button is when the microphone is actually open and listening. When your finger lets go, the microphone is no longer on. And so that is kind of, we don't need to add an additional mic mute state because the button is, or the mic is only open when the button is depressed.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And this one is for Brian. So how do personalized recommendations work?
Yeah, it's a great question. As I said, and Jess was saying, it's a key part of the Google TV UI. So we take personalization signals that can be explicit things like movies that you've rented or purchased on Google Play Movies. It can also be movie trailers you've watched on YouTube. It can also be sort of genres or things that you've searched for. So that can include things like sports or different categories of movies, comedies. And we build a recommendation model for each individual user. And we actually put a help article out there. So if you just Google the term Google TV recommendations, the first thing you should see would be a support article that goes into detail about all the different signals that we use to make those recommendations. And then most importantly, I should add, is that it pulls from the services you tell Google. So when you set up the device, you say, I have Netflix or Hulu or Prime or whichever service you have. And then we make recommendations based off those services. So you don't have to spend so much time on a Friday night trying to pick a movie to watch.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This one's for Chris. What does the word Nest in Google Nest stand for?
So that goes back to the original Nest company when it launched its thermostat, I think back in the early 2010s. And the brand was created to evoke how helpful the home can be. For the thermostat, it was about making sure you were comfortable. And then their next product, the security camera, was about making you feel more safe. And a few years back, Google and Nest joined forces because Google was also building a lot of smart, interesting hardware in the home. But that mission carried on of helping to deliver not just the smart home, but the helpful home, where all of these devices, Chromecast, smart speakers, smart displays, cameras, thermostats, are really working together to improve your life and your family's life. And so when we talk about Nest the brand, it's really about all of those things that you feel when your home is connected, and looking out for you, making you feel more safe, secure, connected.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we've got a little extra time, so we're going to take a few questions from the live chat. Jess, I'm going to start with you. So we've got someone that's wondering why we decided not to have a play and pause and a fast forward button on the remote.
So actually, so one of the things is we actually really wanted to make sure we weren't including too many buttons on the remote. And so we tried to distill it down to the most needed buttons for our users. And there's kind of a little bit of a trick where when you're in media watching, the center of the D-pad is play pause, and left and right will be rewind and fast forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we got a couple more. I'm going to try to make sure I read this one correctly. When you watch the service you're using now, is it possible to watch Google TV if you link your account with the default settings or the Google Home app? So I'm assuming that would go to Brian, but yeah, I'm not sure. You can help us with that question.
Yeah, so you can link different services on like some of the smart displays, some of the Nest displays. Netflix and YouTube TV and other services can be linked directly so that you can do voice casting. So we do use that linking to make recommendations. So if you have previously set up and linked any service, that will be included in your recommendations automatically. I'm not sure if I understand the full question with the default settings. So if you say play a certain title, it depends on what service it's available, and then we replicate that. So if you say, for example, play The Bachelor, a popular show in America, and then you choose to watch that on Hulu the next day after it airs, the next time you say play The Bachelor, we would remember that and watch that on Hulu again the next time. I hope that gets to the point of the question. But
Awesome. Thank you so much. So this next one is for Chris. As a smart home enthusiast, it can be a little frustrating when a smart home device works with one service, such as Google Home, Alexa, etc., but doesn't work with another. Will this be changing soon?
So our users have definitely shared that frustration. And as someone who tries to take their family through tech, it's one of the most confusing things to try to explain. It's device compatibility. Turns out this doesn't just hurt users or consumers. It also hurts the device manufacturers that have to build separate devices for every single smart home standard, whether it's the one from Amazon, Apple, or Google. And so we saw this problem in the industry, and we decided to do something about it, and really started working with all these companies to form an alliance. And this was back in 2019, and we plan on starting to devise a single smart home protocol that devices you buy will speak and will work with all of the different ecosystems that are out there. We think this will be good for users. This will be great for device manufacturers, and ultimately a good thing for Google.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So it looks like we're getting close to time. So I want to thank everybody for staying on and joining us for the Ph.G. on the after party. As we mentioned before, we do these live streams for you, and your feedback means a lot. If you haven't already, please click the survey in the description below to complete a short survey telling us about your experience from both today's masterclass and the after party. And from everyone here at Google, thanks for joining the Ph.D. after party.